Head coach Larissa Anderson and student athletes Lauren Krings and Alex Honnold. We will start with an opening statement from coach and then turn over to questions to our student athletes. We'll then dismiss the student athletes and then we will go over and direct questions to coach. If you have a question on the Zoom, please use the raise your hand function. And then when you ask a question here, just state your name and media affiliation. All right, coach, we're ready for opening statement.
First thing I'm just going to say is that the game doesn't care what seed we are, and we're just here to play ball and compete and fight like crazy and play as long as we possibly can play. I think Lauren Krings had an unbelievable outing. Only gave up 2 hits, and one of them I think was the only pitch that really got away from her. Other than that, she really dominated both sides of the plate and kept them off balance. I think the most impressive thing is all 3 runs we scored was with 2 outs, and that just shows you the fight that this team has.
All right, questions for our student athletes?
Ethan Westerman, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Lauren, just how big was that moment whenever they doubled in the 6th inning and y'all were able to strand a runner on second with a 1-run lead? How big was that? I know for team morale and just kind of the momentum of the game.
It's obviously huge that we can keep the momentum on our side, and I tried everything I could to make sure that we kept the momentum on our side, and I know they're going to back me up in any way. So.
Alex, that ball you hit that was right off the top of the wall. 2 questions about it. Number one, when it went, did you think it was gone?
Yeah.
And then secondly, just walk me through the at bat, just what you were looking for, what you saw.
Well, my previous 2 at bats, they were pretty much outside. So I was looking for a pitch more that I could drive and wait a little more deep into the count.
Courtney Mims, Pig Trail Nation. This is for both athletes. Obviously, the Hogs came and visited you guys in Columbia, but how was being in Fayetteville and playing the SEC tournament here?
Well, I think it's a pretty cool atmosphere to be in. And we get to do it again tomorrow. So.
Any more questions? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I don't think I have anything to say anyway.
Can I answer that question?
Yeah, if you want to. Yes.
I think it's they've done an unbelievable job, and I think it's such a great atmosphere and environment. And I know that there was only 1 game today. I'm real excited to look forward to tomorrow. I know that there's going to be bigger crowds and the atmosphere is going to be real exciting, but it's just tremendous for that these athletes can experience a tournament as put on as well as this one is.
Question for both of you guys. I know you're focused on Alabama, of course, but seeing Arkansas on that bracket, especially with what just happened in Columbia, do you kind of get, see that and get excited a little bit for a go at them again?
Yeah, I think we're really excited for sure, but I think we're just going to keep the momentum and just attack whoever we play. We don't care who it is.
We'll take a question from Zoom, Eric Lopez.
For Alex and Lauren, I'm wondering if you get some vibes from last year, that great run you had in the tournament. Did that help you tonight too? In that first game, help you with those jitters, if you will?
Yeah, I would say it definitely helps that we came out and we just attacked hitting and we just came out on top. It definitely helped our energy and just keeping us up for sure in the dugout.
Yeah, I would say being here before kind of made you a little more relaxed than anybody who hasn't. So that was good.
Any more questions for our student athletes?
One for Lauren. Lauren, you're up to about 160 innings. Does it feel good to be used that much now?
Yeah, I definitely feel it a little bit for sure, but I wouldn't change anything about it. I want to be in the circle. I want to help my team in any way, shape, or form I can. And I'll put my body through whatever it takes to help them get to where they want to be.
All right, student athletes, you may be dismissed.
Good job.
All right, now questions for coach. If you have a question, please raise your hand.
Justin McLeod from Extra Inning Softball. The word momentum has already come up a couple of times. For you guys coming off that series win over Arkansas, coming into tonight, how much momentum did you feel behind yourselves coming into this game?
I think it's the way we won in walk-off fashion. That's something that we have not been able to do all season long. And when you feel that momentum and you have that belief that doesn't matter how much time is left, if you have 1 out, you have an opportunity to win. So, you don't really know what that feels like until you actually do it. So that's the belief that they have now going into postseason on it doesn't matter what the score is. If we have an opportunity to be able to score runs, we believe we have an opportunity to win. And that's what they're playing for, that every single inning 0-0, and we're trying to win every single inning to carry over into the seventh inning and finish it.
Eric Lopez joining us from Zoom.
Coach, I remember we spoke in Orlando. We talked about your experienced pitching staff. Having players like Lauren who've been battle tested, have won postseason games, how much confidence does that give the rest of the team, the young players that are going through this SEC tournament run, that you've got that experience under your belt, that you've done this before?
It's huge, Eric. It's absolutely huge in knowing that you can rely on your pitchers because again, they've been there, they've done that. They know what it takes. And even throughout the course of the year that there's times that I've relieved and I've taken Krings out of the game and put a freshman in to get that experience. And Krings wants to finish her own games right now. That it's not even a question on we're going to win with her in the circle. We're going to win with Jordan Weber in the circle. And they want to finish, they want to close out their own games. But at the same time, mentoring those freshmen with CeCe Harrison and Taylor Pinnell and getting that experience, learning from really two key, huge pitchers that we have in our program.
Any more questions?
I got one more. You've had success throughout your career at Missouri and even before at Hofstra of getting teams ready in the postseason and making a conference tournament runs or even NCAA regional runs. What's the key to getting a group ready for that postseason after you've wrapped up a regular season?
Thank you for recognizing that because that's really the foundation of our program. We teach like crazy. We teach all the individual fundamentals. We constantly are coaching them throughout the entire year. And we tell them from day one that we're going to be peaking at the right time. We don't want to peak in February because if you're peaking in February, then where do you have to go from there? We want to be able to peak at the right time, carrying that confidence and that momentum into postseason so that we feel really good about what we're doing.
You've obviously got a game or games left to play this weekend, but how big a deal do you think this win tonight was for where and when you may hear your name called Sunday night?
I mean, I think any time you have a win in the win column, it's going to be important. I mean, because I know it comes down to RPI and winning percentage, and this is such a tough conference. And you're going to have wins and losses. And I think anytime we can put a win in the right column, it's going to help our benefit. I'm not going to pretend I know what they think when they're in that room. So I'm just going to focus on my team and try to get ourselves in the best possible situation so that we are considered or are up on that board.
Any more questions for Coach? All right. Karen from Zoom, go ahead.
Sorry, I don't know how to raise my hand on the Zoom apparently. Hi, Coach. So I was just wondering what made you decide to stick with Krings and not go with Taylor Pinnell there at the end?
Because Krings is the veteran and I wanted her to finish her game and she only had given up 2 hits. If I see that the opposing team is starting to make adjustments and starting to hit her hard, then I'm going to make a change. But they weren't, and they weren't scoring up a lot of balls. So I'm going to continue to ride whatever pitcher I have in the circle.
We have a question from Zoom with Caleb. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. I mean, I know you went with Krings because she's the veteran, but how encouraging is it to have young players like Daly and Snyder come in and get huge 2-out hits to, take the lead at multiple points and extend your lead late in the game?
It's so huge. I mean, we've relied so much on Alex Honnold, who was up here, and Jenna Laird throughout the entire course of the season. And they've really carried us. And we've been very patient with a lot of our younger players and, Cara Daly in particular. I've left her in the 3 and 4 hole and, we've just continued to support her in that position. And now for her to be able to capitalize and come through. And then again with Snyder, I mean, Snyder probably went a month without seeing the field in that starting role, and she hasn't missed a beat. And she's come through really clutch in the last week. And that's what we need. We need production at the bottom of the lineup to be able to set it up for the top of our lineup.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.